We may have detected alien life. And then the signal disappeared. Forever. For exactly 72 seconds, a radio telescope on Earth picked up something from deep space. It was powerful. It was focused. It came from the direction of Sagittarius. And nearly 50 years later, no one has been able to explain it. No repeat, no source, no final answer. Just one signal and one terrifying question. Was someone out there trying to contact us? On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope called Big Ear was quietly scanning the sky. It wasn't taking pictures. It wasn't looking for planets. It was listening. Because if another civilization exists somewhere in the galaxy, they may not visit us in ships. They may send a signal, a radio signal, something simple, something powerful, something designed to cross the darkness between stars. Most nights, Big Ear heard nothing unusual, just static, cosmic noise, random background signals from space. But that night, something changed. A signal suddenly appeared. It was not weak. It was not messy. It was not spread across many frequencies like most natural space noise. It was narrow, clean, focused. Exactly the kind of signal scientists had imagined an intelligent civilization might send. And then, after 72 seconds, it vanished. That number matters. 72 seconds was the exact amount of time Big Ear could observe one point in the sky as Earth rotated, which means the signal behaved like it was coming from space. Not from a nearby building, not from a random machine, not from Earth, from somewhere far away. Days later, astronomer Jerry Eman reviewed the telescope data. At first, it looked normal. Lines of numbers, letters. Routine readings. Then he saw it, a sequence that stood out from everything around it. 6EQUJ5. That code showed the strength of the signal, and it was shockingly strong. So strong that Eman circled it in red pen. Then he wrote one word beside it. Wow. That is how the WOW signal got its name. Not from a headline. Not from a movie, from a scientist staring at real data and realizing he may have just seen something historic. But this is where the story becomes disturbing. The signal appeared near a frequency connected to hydrogen. Hydrogen is the most common element in the universe. If another civilization wanted to choose a universal frequency, something many advanced scientists might recognize, hydrogen would make sense. A cosmic meeting point, a shared channel, a place in the universe where someone might say, listen here. And that is why the WOW signal shocked researchers. It wasn't just strong, it wasn't just strange. It appeared where an intelligent signal might appear. That does not prove aliens, but it makes the mystery much harder to ignore. Scientists tried to explain it. Maybe it was interference from Earth, but it didn't behave like ordinary Earth interference. Maybe it was a satellite, but no known satellite matched it. Maybe it was a plane. Unlikely. Maybe the telescope made a mistake, but the equipment was working normally. Maybe it was natural. A star, a comet, a gas cloud, a burst of cosmic energy. But natural signals are usually messy. The WOW signal was clean. Too clean. And that is the problem. Nature is often chaotic. Technology is focused. And this signal looked focused. So, scientists did the obvious thing. They looked again. They pointed telescopes back to the same region of space. Again, and again, and again. Nothing. No second signal. No echo. No pattern. No reply. Just silence. And that silence may be the most terrifying part of all. Because in science, one signal is not enough. To prove something extraordinary, you need to find it again. You need confirmation. You need repetition. But the WOW signal never repeated. For 72 seconds it was there, then it was gone. So what was it? A cosmic accident? A rare natural event? A signal from technology? Or something we were never supposed to hear? There is one possibility that makes this even stranger. What if the signal was not aimed at Earth? What if it was a beam moving through space? Imagine a lighthouse. Its light sweeps across the ocean. If you are standing in the right place, you see it for a moment. Then it moves on. Now imagine that on a galactic scale. A civilization sends a narrow radio beam into space. It sweeps across star systems. For one brief moment, Earth crosses its path. Big Ear happens to be listening. We catch 72 seconds. Then the beam moves away. That would explain why it vanished. Not because it was fake, but because we were lucky. Once. Another possibility is even more haunting. Maybe it was not a message. Maybe it was leakage. A trace of another civilization's technology accidentally escaping into space. Like Earth's own signals, radar, television, communications, tiny pieces of humanity traveling outward at the speed of light. Maybe the WOW signal was the same thing. Not a greeting, not a warning, just proof that something technological existed somewhere else. A fingerprint in the dark. If that is true, then for 72 seconds, we may have detected another intelligence, and then lost it. Forever. The signal came from the direction of Sagittarius. That region points toward the dense center of our galaxy, a place filled with stars, dust, gas, possible planets, possible worlds, possible civilizations. Trying to find the exact source now is almost impossible. It is like hearing one voice in a stadium for 1 second, then trying to find that person 50 years later after they stopped speaking. That is why the WOW signal is so frustrating. It is not enough to prove we are not alone, but it is too strange to forget. It sits in the most uncomfortable place in science. Not confirmed, not debunked, still waiting. And that is why it continues to haunt researchers. Because if it was natural, then the universe can produce signals we still do not understand. But if it was artificial, then humanity may have already made first contact. Not with a spaceship, not with a landing, not with a face, but with a signal, a whisper, a burst of energy from deep space. And we had no way to answer. Think about that. For 72 seconds, something reached Earth. A telescope heard it. A scientist noticed it. And then it disappeared before humanity even knew what had happened. No response, no conversation, no second chance, just silence. Today, the search continues. Modern telescopes are far more powerful than Big Ear. Scientists scan more frequencies. They analyze more data. They use computers to search for patterns humans might miss, because somewhere in all that noise, there could be another signal, another anomaly, another impossible pattern hiding in the static. And if it happened once, it could happen again. But next time, the stakes will be different, because now we know what to look for. A narrow signal, a powerful signal. A signal that does not behave like nature. A signal that appears suddenly and refuses to explain itself. But here is the question no one can answer. If we detect another one, should we respond? Because sending a reply into deep space is not simple. You are not just saying hello. You are announcing that Earth is here. You are revealing our location, our technology, our existence. And we have no idea who might be listening. Maybe they are peaceful. Maybe they are curious. Maybe they are so advanced that we would mean nothing to them. Or maybe silence is safer. That is what makes the WOW signal more than just a mystery. It is a warning, because the first sign of alien life may not come with answers. It may come with fear, confusion, arguments, and one question that changes everything. What do we do now? The truth is, we may never know what happened in 1977. The source may be gone. The signal may never return. The data may be all we ever have. But for one brief moment, the universe did something strange, something powerful, something that made a scientist write, "Wow." And maybe that word is still the best description we have, because the wow signal is not proof, but it is possibility. And sometimes possibility is enough to keep humanity listening. Right now, somewhere in space, another signal may already be traveling toward us. It may have left its source centuries ago, maybe thousands of years ago. It may be crossing the galaxy silently, passing dead stars, frozen planets, black holes, and empty worlds, moving closer every second. And one day, it may reach Earth. The only question is, will we be listening? And if we hear it, will it finally answer the question we have asked since the beginning? Are we alone? Or will it disappear again, leaving behind only another mystery, another silence, and another terrifying word? Wow.